If you want to build strength and size in your chest, then this is for you. I'm going to teach you a phenomenal bench pressing technique that's going to take your strength through the roof, and I'm going to show you the #1 exercise that you're most likely not doing to complement the bench press and make sure that as you get stronger you avoid injury and make those serious gains risk-free.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
All right, so the first thing we need to do is make sure that our bench press technique is on point. And I'm going to show you guys a bench pressing technique that's used by powerlifters to make you seriously strong. So let's have a look. We're going to sit down. To start this technique, we're going to sit down behind the bar like this. We're going to grab in a relatively wide grip, not super wide, but a little bit wider than normal. And you can do whatever grip you want. You can do a narrow grip, you can do a wider grip, but to maximize pec recruitment, we're going to go a little bit wider. Now I'm going to plant my feet where I know that they're going to be for me to do this technique. Now I've done this many times, so I know where that is. But if you get this right, then where your feet are now, they're not going to move. And what we do is go right down under the bar like this. My eyes are just behind the level of the bar, so I'm looking up just behind the bar here. And the reason why I do that is because then when I unrack the bar to get it into position for the actual pressing, it comes away from the rack. If I go too far forward, then when I unrack the bar, if I don't go forward enough, then when I unrack the bar, where I want to press with is in the way of the J hooks, okay? So we've got to make sure, and if you go too far forward, then to lift a really heavy weight, that's too awkward. You can't unrack heavy enough weight. So there's a sweet spot where your eyes are just behind the bar. Now, a couple of things we're going to think of here. #1, grip the bar as hard as I can, and I'll explain why all of these in just a sec. Grip as hard as you can. It's called white knuckling the bar. #2, shoulders down in the back pocket. #3, drive the heels down. Okay, so the shoulders are down, the heels are down, that creates an arch in the spine. Then from here, when we unrack, we only think of two things. We think heels down, shoulders down. So from here, I'm going to take a deep breath, grip as hard as I can, unrack, I'm going to hold my breath, heels down, shoulders down. Now if I do that properly, all of that stuff happens before I unrack, so that was a bad demonstration. If I do it properly, shoulders down, heels down. Okay, I don't want my bum in the crack, okay, in the gap of the bench. Heels down, shoulders down, deep breath, unrack, and then I'm going to do as many reps as I can without taking a breath. Okay, when I need to breathe, I'm going to do the smallest breath I can. So from here, if my lungs were full, and then I need to breathe, I go, and then I'll do another couple of reps. And then re-wrap, okay? Hey, in case we haven't met, my name's Rad Burmeister. I'm one of the co-founders of Unity Gym and co-creators of the UMS, the Unified Movement System, where we make driven people strong, flexible, and fit. If you want to know how we do it, grab one of our free blueprints. There's a link in the description of this video for you to download all of them. And if you want to grab any of our programs, there's a link for our program collections. You can get flexibility programs, strength programs, calisthenics, skills programs, and injury rehab programs. And hey, if you're a high achiever, you're ready to start online coaching with me and my team, where you can get personally coached by me and my team, then you can get a 30-day free trial of our UMS online coaching program, where we give you done-for-you workouts, 4 phases. Every phase goes for 4 weeks, then we move you on to something a little bit more challenging. We have follow-along workouts from Monday to Saturday. Train as little as 2 days a week or as many as 6 days a week. If you want to get started, click the link and grab your 30-day free trial now. So why do I do all that? The idea of all of those cues that I just taught there is to create the strongest position possible for bench pressing. Gripping as hard as you can, what it does is it increases the neural drive to the rotator cuff, and the rotator cuff acts as a stabilization unit for the shoulders when you're pressing. The shoulders down in the back pocket sets the scapula in a place where we don't want them to move. They act like the feet for the legs in a squat. When you're squatting, you want the feet to stay still so that you can create power like this. You don't want your feet moving around like this as you're trying to squat heavy. Same thing with the scapula for a bench. You want the scapula set so that you can press off it. The arch in the back creates a strong posture. So if this is my back and this is my belly, if I'm like this, think of a bridge. Bridges are built like this or however they are, so that the force coming down, there are they're a strong structure like that, same as like a pyramid or a triangle. So it becomes a stronger structure for the body. What it also does is, when you arch your back, it allows you to bring the lats into the movement as well, which of course doesn't help to build the chest, but it helps to create strength, power, and stability for the bench pressing so you can lift more weight. Heels down, activates the glutes, and locks everything into place. So the idea of all of those cues is, now that my body's totally locked in place, I can press heavy weight without moving around. Any kind of movement, unwanted movement, is going to detract from how much weight I can lift, and we don't want that if you want to get really strong. Now, the next thing is the external rotation from the knee. What we're looking for, if you want to have a really, really strong bench with bulletproof shoulders, you want to be able to externally rotate from the knee 11% of what you can bench. Now that means if you can bench 200 pounds, you want to be externally rotating 22 pounds for the same amount of reps. So if you're doing 200 pounds for 6 reps, you want to externally rotate 22 pounds for 6 reps. So the technique for the external rotation from the knee, we're going to sit down on the bench like this. We're going to have the foot, knee, and hip in line. So I don't want my knee going out like this. Foot, knee, and hip in line. Elbow on top of the knee. We're going to retract and depress the shoulder blade. Keep a 90-degree angle in the arm. Come down for 3 seconds, and then back up. We don't want any other movement in the body. Okay? Now, I've almost never seen someone be able to do 22% of that when they start, even if they've got a super strong bench. So it's more likely that you're going to need to work up to that, and that might take several months to get there. So how do you do that? Well, obviously you use progressive overload and periodization. So start with a higher rep range, 10 to 12 reps, 3 sets, 3 to 5 sets. Do that at the end of your bench pressing and shoulder pressing and pull-up workouts, so you can do it 2 or even 3 times a week, and build up over time and work towards being able to do 11% of your bench press. If that's too hard for you, a really good way to start with your external rotation pattern is to actually do a lying external rotation. So you need to really start on a light weight with this. You're not as strong as you are when you do the seated external rotation from the knee. So this is a 2.5 kilo weight, and this is even pretty heavy for most people when they start. Hold it with your thumb through the middle, rest on your hand like this, retract the shoulder blade, lock the elbow against the hip, 90-degree angle in the elbow, come as high as you can, squeeze it, and back down slowly. Take note that when I get to my end range of motion, I don't try and cheat to go further. I don't go like this to get more range of motion. I don't pull my shoulder back to get more range of motion. I'm strictly working the external rotators of the shoulder, so the rotator cuff and the deltoids. And you can see for me, I don't have great external rotation. I've got really good shoulder flexion, I've got good shoulder extension, but I don't have great external rotation. That's totally fine, but just work the range of motion that you've got. And if you get that technique going, and if you build up your seated external rotation from the knee to 11% of your bench press, you're going to build some serious strength and size in your chest like you've never seen before. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to our channel and make sure you click the notification bell so you know when our weekly videos are uploaded. Now, the best thing for you to do if you want to stay connected with us and get free online coaching is to join our private Facebook group. It's called the UMS Movement Mastermind, and we go live daily where we answer our members' questions. It's very interactive because you can post questions while we're live and we interact with you on the show. You can also upload videos or pictures of yourself with any movements, any stretches, strength training movements, calisthenics, weightlifting, anything that you're struggling with, and we'll critique you, give you feedback, let you know how you can get better. It's a really valuable resource. It allows a lot of communication with us and also our senior tribe members. You'll get answers very, very quickly, and it's absolutely free. So jump on Facebook, search for UMS Movement Mastermind and join now. Until next time, have a great day.